Sometimes, the moments that change our lives don't begin with a warning. They begin on an ordinary evening, with a traffic light turning from yellow to red, and a choice someone makes in a split second. This is the story of the day. I met a man people had forgotten, and the moment he stood up and saved me. It happened on a Tuesday, one of those quiet evenings when you're tired, but peaceful. I was waiting at a crosswalk, listening to the faint city noise. A little girl ran a few steps ahead of her mother, laughing, her backpack bouncing behind her. And then I noticed it. A dark SUV, angled strangely, creeping forward, as if the driver didn't care about the red light at all. Something about it felt wrong. The light turned green. The girl stepped onto the street, and the SUV suddenly shot forward. Tires screeched, metal roared, and the girl's mother screamed. The SUV missed the child by less than a yard. My heart stopped, and before I knew it, my voice was already shouting, "Hey, watch the light. You almost killed her." The SUV slammed to a halt, and everything changed. The driver's door opened. Slowly, too slowly, a man stepped out. Expensive suit, polished shoes, a watch that could pay my rent for a year. He didn't look at the girl, not once. He walked right toward me. "You," he said, grabbing my collar. "Do you have any idea who you're yelling at?" His fingers tightened. "Hard. One phone call," he whispered, "and I can end you. I can make you disappear with a crime you didn't commit." His breath smelled like money and arrogance, and I was terrified. But we weren't alone. On a bench nearby, covered in an old blanket, a homeless man slowly sat up. He blinked, as if waking from a long sleep, and watched us, without saying a word. Something in his eyes wasn't ordinary. The man in the suit pulled my collar tighter, and then a hand grabbed his wrist. Firm, steady, unshakable. "Let go of him," the homeless man said. Just 3 words, but they froze the air. The man in the suit turned, shocked. "Who the hell are you?" He spat. "A homeless nobody." The homeless man held his gaze, without a single blink. "No," he said quietly. "I'm someone you can't intimidate." The man in the suit hesitated, just for a moment, but it was enough. The homeless man looked at me. "I've dealt with men like him before," he said. The suited man scoffed. "You? What were you? A lawyer?" The homeless man's jaw tightened. "I was a federal special prosecutor." Silence. Pure, cold silence. Even the suited man flinched. The homeless man lowered his eyes and spoke in a trembling voice. "5 years ago," he said, "I lost my daughter. A driver ran a red light. Just like him." He pointed at the SUV. "I spent months trying to hold the driver accountable. But money, connections, corruption." His voice cracked. "They buried my daughter twice, once in the ground, and once under the truth." The little girl who almost died clutched her mother's hand as silence fell over the street. Later, people told me who the driver was. A wealthy developer, running for local office, backed by corrupt officers who owed him favors, protected by the kind of power that bends the law instead of following it. Someone like him, the homeless man said, gets away with everything. His voice wasn't angry. It was tired, so tired. I told the homeless man. I didn't want trouble. I didn't want my life ruined over this. He nodded slowly. I understand, he said. Cowardice is easy. He looked at the girl. But courage sometimes saves a child. He turned to me. I couldn't save my daughter, but maybe we can save someone else's child today. And something inside me shifted. I wasn't alone anymore. Not this time. Together, we searched for witnesses. A convenience store clerk, a bus driver, a teenager with a phone. We gathered security footage, statements, and every second that proved what really happened. The man in the suit used every connection he had. Police, lawyers, threats, but the homeless man never backed down. You can buy the system, he said, but you can't buy the truth. And then, for the first time in years, he walked into a courtroom. His beard was overgrown. His coat was torn. But when he spoke, the room fell silent. I appear today, he said, not as a former prosecutor, but as a father. He looked directly at the man who nearly killed the girl, and as the last witness who refuses to let injustice walk free again. The judge nodded. The truth had found its voice again. The man in the suit was finally held accountable. Justice didn't just happen. It was dragged into the light by a man the world had forgotten. After the trial, I found him sitting outside the courthouse, warming his hands over a paper cup of coffee I had brought him. He gave me a tired smile. "Thank you," he whispered, "for standing with me." I shook my head. "No," I said. "You stood up for me when no one else did." He looked away, eyes glistening. "My daughter," he murmured. "She would have liked you, Mark." A tear slid down his cheek as the evening wind brushed past us, and for a moment, I realized something powerful. Sometimes the strongest people are the ones we walk past without ever noticing, and sometimes the last witness is the one who shows us what justice really means.